Hi everyone, this is Lee. So today's conversation is around how do you get your Facebook groups to interact with you as a business owner? Well, this is a really interesting conversation. And I suppose I want to tell you a bit of a story about my personal experiences first before I give you some solutions around that question. So many people reach out into communities and they get really stressed out because their Facebook groups members are not connecting with them or engaging with them at all. Now, I want to tell you a few things that I've observed whilst I've been in business. Like, because I'm always testing and looking at what I can do differently, and I also have mentors who work with me as well. Now, firstly, I want you to sit back and ask yourself the question, and which is really important, is how did you get those people into your group to begin with, and what was your focus? Now, many people, including myself, and maybe you as well, we follow the top online influencers and we do the same strategies as what they do. Build your list, do some social media marketing and do everything else as well. But a lot of times we're forgetting one really important piece of information, and that is the people that we're attracting into our community. Have we connected with them prior to us actually inviting them into our group? Or are we getting caught up with the numbers game that we believe that it's almost like having a gun and a spatter gun and trying to get quantity instead of quality. Now, the big influencers, their engagement groups are interactive, but you've got to look at how many members they have in their community as well. So they may have 6,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or 40,000 in their group, but not all of them are connecting. You may get a handful of people, or maybe 100, maybe if that. But if you sat down and looked at the maths and really looked at it, you would see there's only a small percentage of their group total that is engaging. So therefore, they play the numbers game. And the way they play the numbers game is, if you look at most top online influencers, they all advertise and they pay lots of money to Facebook to actually promote them on Facebook so they can build their communities faster. It doesn't mean that those communities are more engaged. It just means it's a numbers game. Now, if you're trying to play the numbers game along with the top online influencers, unless you've got the budgets, you can't do that yet, because if you're just starting your business up and you haven't been in business for decades like they have already, which has allowed them to grow their business and also show their social proof, which makes it easier for people to jump into. Well, and to be honest with you, a lot of people are like sheep. If they see a huge group, they think that must be a good group, so they jump into it again. But maybe they're jumping into that group for the wrong reason. I know I've had lots of groups. I've had groups, probably not huge groups. I've had groups of about 2,000 in my groups, and no one connected. And they're all there just to, observe what was going on in the group, of course, as we do as business leaders, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they weren't contributing, they weren't giving as well. And I was exhausted giving them free stuff all the time. And I went through this spiral, and maybe you're experienced this as well, as thinking that there must be something wrong with us. Why is our group not really engaging with us? So that's the first thing you look at, because if you're running paid advertising to your groups, you're obviously through the lead magnet down to your group, then you haven't engaged with those people at all. They're just there to get that free offer from you and they leave, and that's fine. That's how we do business. But what would happen if you do things differently? So I started to run a bit of a test, and I thought, I'm tired of these groups that I'm running. I'm not getting interacted. I'm just going to, I do the thing like, when I get over it sometimes and I feel like I'm doing something in my business that's draining my energy, I know that I'm focusing on the wrong people. So what I did a test, and I went, you know what? I'm going to actually stand up and I'm going to have a voice, and I'm going to put forward my opinions, which may not necessarily agree with yours, but it will do two things. One, it'll attract the clients who I want to work with because they're on the same page as I'm on the same page. And two, it will repel the clients that I don't want to work with because they don't want to hear me and they get off very quickly. And that's fine because I only want to invest my energy in nurturing and supporting the people who I'm actually aligned with as well. So I took a stance, and I did this with my email list. If you're on my email list, sorry, you've got my email. It may be a bit tough, but I send it out anyway. I did it to all my Facebook groups that I got running, and I decided that I'm just going to select people that I've engaged first with, or they've been referred by me by someone in my group already. So it's almost going back to the old days of referrals in some ways. So what I noticed was I started a new group, and it was my Lead with Confidence group. That was for workplace leaders. And I just started off, looking after each individual person, looking at one person at a time, not a numbers game, one person at a time, and really engaging with them and starting to know them. So now my little group, which I've been tested for 2 weeks, there's 10 members in that group, and that's all there is. And in that group, there's so much engagement. It's a pleasure to go in there and support them and look after them. So it's not a numbers thing. There's so much engagement there because they're all posting their interests, what they like. Gosh, I've noticed also with the group that I'm developing that a lot of them have animals and they have causes that they actually light them up as well. So they're people who give. They're givers as well as keen to learn, so they become better leaders within the workplace as well. And I, as a business owner, I want to help them. I'm energized. I'm excited. And of course, there's some of those already have converted into clients, into my membership already, simply by focusing on one person at a time. Now, I feel, and maybe you've felt this as well, I'm really over this one-to-many thing already. I get into groups, and I said I invest a lot of money in the top influencers. I get in these large groups, and the courses presented to me, and I find that the prices of the courses keep going up, and the personal one-on-one interaction goes down, completely down. Prices go up, caring goes down. And the only time that I see these influencers who are extremely active within their group is when they're ready to launch their next program. And that's the only time, or during that period as well, because all their team members and everyone else is doing the personal touch within that community as well. So what I'm saying here is get very clear of who you want to attract into your group. Don't go reaching out to try and get numbers because it doesn't work. I'd rather have 50 in my group that convert to clients because they trust me and they like my way of doing business than having thousands who do nothing in my group as well. So it's not about size. It's about how you can engage them in there. And if you've got that, created that conversation, you screen them, you got them answer questions, you get to know them first, then they're more likely to engage because you've shown an interest in them, not just inviting them into the group for you. So that's the first thing I would say. The second point I would also say to you is never compare yourself with the big influencers. Remembering they've been in business for years. They have budgets around them that they can actually do to speed up their growth. And they also have teams and resources around them that will support them as well. So you can't compete with the same strategy as someone who's a highly established business owner. You've got to take bits and pieces that resonate with you so you can put it together and be unique, because people will buy from you, not necessarily the strategy, because they trust you and because you tell the truth. So what I'm doing and my uniqueness is I'm over this BS marketing. I'm over all this smoke and mirrors and all this instant overnight magic success. that's going to occur. If you do my one strategy, you're going to get this success. It doesn't work like that. As a business owner, it's experience, it's being in the trenches, it's trying different things, being aware of what's out there to help you, but also modifying and adapting so it suits you, and you're putting in the right strategy at the right time of your business. So I'm really here to help entrepreneurs to become almost business savvy, to start understanding what's really happening there so that you can grow and create some amazing online courses and launch them as well. So before I go, I hope this has helped a little bit. Be kind to yourself. Start to realize that this is a normal progress. Take a step back, reflect on your business, and ask yourself, are you focusing on engaging first, or are you just trying to build a numbers game to actually gain clients within your group as well? So I am starting a new group, and my new group is Create and Launch Online Courses. This is a group where you're going to have heartfelt conversations. The URL is there. It's a brand new group. I've just started today. I'm only after people who are heartfelt, centered entrepreneurs who want to actually give, contribute, be involved in the community, connect with others, and also open to learning new ideas and new concepts so you can move your business faster forward with people who are similar minded, the same as yourself as well. So I hope today's session has really helped you. I'll post the link above the video once I've finished so you can jump on the community and join us. And I'm so excited to have a heartfelt groups that actually engage with me as well. Talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye.